Hey everybody, Michael Snyder, California Weather Watch. Today is July 2nd. Right now we are looking at the visible satellite imagery. You can see the marine there that was present there yesterday up and down the coastline. Pretty sunny there for a lot of the interior areas. If we scroll through yesterday, you can see that marine there burn off and bounce around the cat and mouse game as we go to the overnight hours and we re-emerge into this morning. You can see it push back in to some of Southern California along the central coast here as well. But the big story coming up here is the dominant heat wave that is going to be present here as we roll on in through this week and in through this weekend as well. We're going to dive into those details as we go through the video here this morning. Taking a look at Eureka National Weather Service. Look at Ukiah. 110, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days in a row here. Weaverville getting up towards 114 on Saturday here. Very warm conditions, and you're probably only going to find relief along the very immediate coastline. Once you start to move inland at all, things are really going to ramp up temperature-wise. Taking a look at the extreme heat risk from Sacramento, California. Extreme as all this purple does include Chico and Redding here. Sacramento is in the major. Modesto is in the extreme as well. So a very warm conditions are going to be present here as we go on into the extended forecast. If we look at the San Joaquin Valley here as well, this is Hanford National Weather Service. And again, they're talking about the extreme values. Just want to have everybody, what's about you here. Have your AC ready here. Stay hydrated. You guys know the drill, how to beat the heat out there. But it's very warm for this time of year here across much of the state, or it's going to be here very shortly. Los Angeles National Weather Service talking about the same thing here. Extreme risk. Take immediate action. Be prepared for these very warm conditions unless you are along the immediate coastline here. Looking at San Diego, California here. As you can see, once you move inland a little bit here, things get really warm. You can see temperatures up over 100 degrees for some select areas. And once you get east of the mountains there, of course, Palm Springs at 114. Check it in there. Means Lake at 106. If we look at tomorrow, you can see things really ramping up. Look at Thermal at 113. There's Thursday, Friday, Saturday there. So yeah, very warm conditions upcoming here. Even out towards the coastline, things are going to be ramping up here. Now taking a look at Eureka, check it out. The red line is the average temperature this time of year, right around 69 degrees. So you're talking about 20 plus degrees above average as we go through tomorrow. 4th of July, very warm here before we drop a little bit back down towards more towards normal here as we go through July 8th, 9th, and 10th time frame here. But look at some of these overnight lows, very warm on the overnight hours there with the average temperature right around 51. Now taking a look at Redding, California, look at this on Saturday, 121. Some of these ridiculous temperatures here. I mean, you're talking a week to 10 days here with 110 plus, which is well above average. I get some comments, people saying, yeah, it's summertime, it does that. It's like, no, this is the average temperature this time of year. This is exceptionally warm conditions upcoming here. This is a Weather Channel. This is what we're going to talk about here. So anyway, looking at Marysville, California, you can see, some upper 90s here, mid and upper 90s with the average temperatures here, but we're well above that here as we go through the next 7 to 10 days. Just a very exceptional heat wave rolling in. Sacramento, something similar there as well. Fresno, no exception. Look at Sunday, 116 for the high temperature here. And these overnight lows, having a tough time getting down below 80 degrees, even for the coolest part of the day. Bakersfield, California, no exception there. Look at some of these overnight lows into the mid 80s. Here's Burbank, slightly above average, but some areas across Southern California aren't going to be as susceptible to this heat wave here. You can see it is above average here, but not exceptionally so as we go through the next few days. But Friday and Saturday pushing 100 degrees there as well. San Diego, again, a little bit above average here, but not an exceptional heat wave for some of the coastal areas. Now, looking at the smoke forecast, vertically integrated smoke. This is the high-resolution rapid refresh, and this goes out about 48 hours. But you can see bouncing some of that smoke fire out there from the basin and the Fresno complex there. And yeah, so if you're wondering where that smoke comes from, you can go ahead and go to the high-resolution rapid refresh and actually see its projected path and where this smoke will end up here over the next couple of days. So now let's take a look at the wildfires. You can see over 2,800 wildfires. Actually pretty active season so far, and things are very dry, as you can imagine. They're only going to get worse here as we go through the next week or so. So this is a great tool to go ahead and check out this individual information on these fires here. And you can see they even put the heat advisory out there as well. Now, Phoenix, Arizona, Las Vegas, places are going to be warming up quite nicely as well. July 4th through July 9th coming up here. So heads up for that. And this is the monsoon moisture down here across New Mexico and Arizona. There is a marginal risk for some excessive rainfall here, and this is for tomorrow as well. Now, looking at the daily 2-meter max temperature, this is for today here, Tuesday, and you can see a lot of 105 plus degree temperatures out there across a lot of the valley areas. You don't have to go that far inland here to get some really warm temperatures. We're going to drop into tomorrow. A lot of areas exceeding 110. 4th of July, similar picture there. Here we go through Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Look at the heat just hang with us all the way through next week. Very warm conditions here expected all the way out towards mid-July across much of the state. And look at Death Valley there, punching 125 plus in some of these days. It even wants to bring it to 130 there for Death Valley there. That would be Sunday, July 7th. Now, taking a look at why this is occurring, this is the European ensemble here, actually the control run here, which is similar to the deterministic now, but this is the GFS ensemble. This is an average of all 30 ensemble members, and each one of those 30 ensemble members is tweaked to correct for any errors in our initial misunderstandings in the atmosphere, and then we can play this out and kind of see what kind of model agreement we have. And as you can see, the GFS and the European on the left here are a virtual lock. Very strong confidence here in this heat wave upcoming, and this should continue on well on into next week as well, as you see this deep low out over the Gulf of Alaska, helping to keep this ridge amplified and right over the state of California as we go on into this. Would be about Sunday night shown here. Now, taking a look at 850 millbars, 5,000 feet. So this, when you start getting into these yellows and oranges and reds, these are temperatures above normal for this time of year. It's already very warm across much of the Southwest at this time of year, but look at this. We're well above normal here as we roll on in through this week. We continue on into the end of the week and on into this weekend. Exceptionally warm temperatures, abnormally so here. So that's why this heat wave is very noteworthy. Taking a look at 2-meter temperature anomaly, this is a 5-day running average of temperatures. These are not cherry-picked values here, just randomly one afternoon. And as I scroll out through all the way through days 5 through 10 here, you can see just this exceptional prolonged heat across much of the state of California as we go all the way in towards the July 12th time frame. Now, looking at the experimental product here for risk of hazardous temperatures, look at this excessive heat high July 9th through July 11th. The moderate goes well up into the Pacific Northwest here and encompasses much of the state of California. And there is a slight for risk of heavy precipitation with that monsoon moisture here across some of the Southwest. And this, I've been showing this the last few days. This is the European ensemble probability of 2-meter max temperature equaling or exceeding 110 degrees Fahrenheit. As we go through today, there we go. You can see some chances for that across some of the valley areas. Tomorrow, there's Thursday, July 4th, virtual lock for some areas across the valley to get 110 plus. And so just kind of showing you, this is very exceptional here. And if I drop this down to 100, as you can imagine, this gets more widespread across much of the region here. So yeah, very warm temperatures incoming here. And if we take a look at the tropical weather outlook, you can see we do have a little bit of chance of formation here over the next 48 hours. We'll see how that goes. We'll watch that. We got plenty of time to worry about that if it does develop, and there's no guarantee that would get anywhere near Southern California here. So we will continue to watch it. But across the Atlantic, there's Hurricane Beryl, Category 5 monster hurricane there, and we'll see what it does when it interacts with some of these islands. And then the Yucatan Peninsula will submerge back over the Gulf here and threaten some of the lower 48 states here, or will it kind of get torn apart and dive back down into Mexico? We'll see how that goes. Now, looking at 6 to 10 day temperature outlook here, this should not be a surprise as we go through July 11th, below average signal, Pacific Northwest and some of California. And the monthly temperature here for June was issued a couple days ago. And this is for July, the West Coast. You can clearly see expected to be above normal temperatures for the month of July, and precipitation, some of California below average there as well. And I've been mentioning this the last couple days. Also, you can see the yellow. We're actually expecting a little bit of drought development likely here across extreme northern and northeast California, but the entire state as a whole still doing okay, even though things are really starting to dry out and we're getting some pretty good fire activity ongoing. But anyway, I hope you guys are having a good day. I hope you're going to have a good 4th of July here. We'll dive back into all these details again tomorrow. And yeah, otherwise I will talk to you guys then. Click like and subscribe to help the channel out as well.